What up? We're Boys in the Beis, and we're here with a Haliga guest. This is insane. He is known for his tremendous yichus, 5 o'clock shadow, and Shtark comedy. Please welcome Mr. Dovi Neuburger.
Welcome in.
Wow.
Thank you so much. That was the nicest welcome. I should go on like more high school podcasts.
Really? All right, so kicking things off, please explain why you're in LA. Right? You look like what's going on? What are you here for?
I was coming to visit the Rosh Kollel here, in the YU Kollel here was when I was in high school. He was like my madrich at NCSY Kollel.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're still close. So whenever I'm out here, I came, and then this guy walked up to me to ask me if I want to be at the Boys in the Beis podcast, and I was like, definitely not. All you need for a podcast is a mic, a camera, and a rabbi, I guess.
Yeah.
Who's the first rabbi?
We'll handle the podcast.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
From here on
Yeah.
out.
He's like, shut the...
Yeah. So one of the most famous things about you, I'd say, is you're son of a big Rav in Teaneck. I'm also the son of a rabbi. So I want to talk about the territory that comes with, and specifically, what did they think when you started getting into comedy? I know that's obviously not a traditional career path, but what was their reaction?
Well, it wasn't like a moment in time. I didn't like come to them, you know. I wasn't like sat them down. I was like, I'm gonna like make jokes for a living. So it was like gradual. I was doing other work, and then like slowly, I took a course in the city for comedy. I didn't tell anyone, and not a real course. Basically, like Gotham Comedy Club is one of the biggest comedy clubs in the world, and they offer this course. Like you pay and you get a couple open mics. I kept at it. There were a lot of ups and downs since then, and there's gonna be a lot of more ups and downs. But they're like very chill with. I don't know. They don't have like such a. I don't know if they have the most like traditional. Like everything's got to make sense on paper outlook on people's lives. Like that's not their starting point. They just kind of want me to be happy, find something that works. I definitely don't think they thought I would ever be doing this full time at the beginning, but I get very nervous a lot of times. Not every show, but some shows I get very nervous for. So I'll like call my mom before. I'd be like, "Can you say a little Tehillim for me?"
Yeah, that's thank God. And what high school did you go to?
I went to MCA.
Okay, and yeshiva?
I started at Shalavim. I switched to Shraga. Then I went.
Hezder.
Then I went. Shraga Hezder just launched.
Yes, sir.
Is anyone going Shraga Hezder?
Nope.
Nobody here. No.
Is anyone going Shraga regular?
Yeah, a couple people.
Not in this room.
Well, what's the like?
Some Mevs burgers right here.
Mevs
A
burgers.
lot of Mevs burgers.
Where are you going?
Mevs.
Mevs.
We're all
You're a
Mevs. We're all Mevs. We're all Mevs.
Yeah, Eula likes Mevs.
It's a good place.
I feel like they never got the memo in LA that like Mevs is weird.
Is it weird?
But
Yeah.
it was always like weird New Yorkers and cool Eula kids.
Right.
That's what what it always
I
was.
mean, is it still like that?
No, I mean I don't know.
You don't
If
know?
I knew a lot about it now, it'd be
Do you
weird.
know any cool Mavs kids that like alumni?
Yeah, they're all Eula kids.
Okay.
I feel like like
So,
my
yeah,
year
like-
like Jojo Himmelman went to Mevs.
Okay, I don't know.
Eula,
but
you don't know your own history, Eula history.
Eula basketball legend.
You know what Jojo Himmelman is?
I know Moshe Fima.
Sarachek MVP. What do you there's no like Sarachek history class for you guys?
I mean, no, not really. Not.
Jojo Himmelman was like
uninformed.
6'6".
I'm
He was
uninformed.
the best player in Sarachek when I was a senior.
Okay, what is your? Sorry to
What
abruptly
is
move on.
that like a? Or we
Just
go
for
off the-
class, that's for
Yeah,
class.
The alarm and the Holocaust. What is the hardest group to make laugh? Like Yeshivish, Modern Orthodox.
The hardest group to make laugh is
And also, what's the easiest?
separate seated yeshivish Sheva Brachos.
That must be difficult.
Why?
Separate seated.
What do you even talk about?
I talk about the same stuff, but first of all, they're always handing out food, and like I'm just like I'm not like standing still like saying jokes. I'm like standing here, and then a waiter like bumps into me with a tray of food, and I have to move. And like I feel like Jews like comedy, but Jews don't like anything more than food. So like when you're competing with like waiters handing out food, it's very hard.
And the easiest is probably like.
Comedy
Which
clubs are
have-
the easiest
yeah.
because comedy clubs have the science behind them. There's a science to like creating a room that is conducive
It's like
to
the
laughter.
lights in your face, right?
Well, it's bright lights at the front, and everything else is very dark. Because when you can't see anyone else, you're much more likely to laugh. If there's like a little joke that like is a little inappropriate, and you don't feel like you don't want people to know that you laughed that joke because that you got that joke, you're not gonna laugh at it.
Oh,
but in
wow.
a comedy club, nobody can see each other. You can't really see the other people.
Yeah, it's
in the
actually
crowd.
really cool. I never thought of that.
It's a very tight room. Also,
Yeah.
it's a room that usually seats more than it legally is allowed to seat, so the laughter reverberates all over.
Oh, that's sick.
And those are the best.
What's the
rooms.
biggest show you've done?
The biggest show I've done, like numbers wise, well, I just did 4 shows over Pesach that were all on Pesach programs that were a few hundred people each.
I heard Shuki got a little mad at you. Or Shuki got
How do you guys know about
Shuki
that?
Diamonds.
We'll get into that. We'll wait.
Wait, no, you might as well just.
How
talk
do you
about
guys know about this?
Word gets around.
So we heard you were
Word
doing
flies.
you were doing
Well, the
comedy
best,
show at
obviously, the
Pesach.
most important show I ever did was Eula Comedy Night at Saban Theater.
When is it?
That's when you accused
What
me
is
of,
that?
Oh, that's
accused
you?
me of doing
Or-
steroids,
That
I
was me.
believe, right?
Wait, what's your name?
Alicia Feldman.
Yeah, I did accuse you of doing steroids. I didn't accuse you. First of all, I told
All right, Bromshack.
Bromchick, and he didn't deny it right away. So,
You tell us about that, your Pesach program? I think we get into it.
that with
I mean,
with
you
Shuki?
you did your routine,
Yeah.
and then Shuki Diamonds like
I poke fun at someone on the program. We're on good terms.
Yeah.
Like, it was all in good fun.
thank God.
I wasn't trying to make. Honestly, I think I was talking about a cousin of his, but it got lost in translation. And then like 10 minutes later, this guy, I didn't know who Shuki was. Apparently, everyone here knows him. I didn't know who
He's
he was.
well-
It was
he's
just
well
like
known.
I didn't know he was
He's well known.
he literally looks like one of those like guys that lives on an Indian reservation by the casinos.
Uh-huh.
So I thought like maybe he worked at the hotel or something. And he just like started like he ran into my show. He's like, "We want you to make us laugh." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past hour and a half." I think it was a good show. And he was drunk also, I'm pretty sure. I think he was like drink. Oh, are we not allowed to talk about?
No, you're good.
No,
You're
you're
good.
good.
He was drinking Diet Pepsi.
A
And
little too much.
I didn't really. It was the weirdest heckle I've ever had because like I've had heckles like in like regular shows, like people yell stuff out or like do crowd work and things like that. But like here, everyone was seated and he just like walked up to. He wasn't part of the show. He just like walked up to the front. But
In the middle of the show.
yeah, but it would segue nicely for me because then I was like I had my closing bit was about like something to do with Israelis and he was like a crazy Israeli. So like I was like it segued nicely. 'cause-
Nice.
Thank you, Shuki.
Dovi, I have to ask you. There's been a phenomenon ever since after October 7th, where what we like to call sexy chesed, where people are now going to Israel and they're just kind of running around picking some apples, whatever, thinking they're.
Digging some dirt.
I think it's the equivalent of fighting the war, right? So we want your take on the post October 7th sexy chesed phenomenon.
Oh
what
my
you're
God,
seeing.
This is such a good question.
What you're seeing behind it.
There's a lot of social media personalities that like in the Jewish world that are much more like I think like advocacy October 7th focused. And I think
Sneeze Tuesday was born out of October 7th.
Sneeze Tuesday. I don't think it was. Was
I
it?
mean, I think
What's Sneeze Tuesday?
Ellie Zeiler.
Who's that?
Nah.
Wait. Sneeze Tuesday was I guess born out of a
right.
journey that was born out
Right,
of
out of
October
October
7th.
7th. Double.
Yeah.
It's a grandson.
Do you guys do Sneeze Tuesday here?
We
Because
try.
I was at Eula Girls. They for sure don't do Sneeze Tuesday.
Oh my
They don't
gosh.
do Sneeze Tuesday. They don't do Sneeze Monday or Wednesday
They don't
either.
do sneeze any day.
What's the most useless chesed you've seen?
Useless chesed? Oh, that's such a great question, by the way. First of all, one of the things besides sexy chesed is I don't like that we like this time. Obviously, Jews have been much more connected and like greater achdus and everything since October 7th. But we use it a lot like to guilt people into like if you like. Sorry, I gotta
You silence your phone.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't.
You're on Boys in the Base. Come on. There's no phones allowed in you. You should know that.
Like if someone like overcharges you at like a pizza store by accident, you'd be like, how could you like do that to your fellow Jews since October 7th? Like literally everything has just been like people invoke it for whatever they want, which
Becoming like a societal cop out kind of thing. What you're saying.
totally, yeah.
We know you like to hate on Balabasim sometimes. And I make fun of them.
Balabatim?
Balabatim.
You guys don't even know how to talk
Balabatim.
regular. Wait, what kind of rabbi is your dad?
JLIC.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wait, are you not Ashkenaz?
I am.
But you say ta?
Balabatim.
Balabatim.
Tim.
Yeah. that's how you talk your
What's
Jewish.
one thing we could learn from a Balabas? What do they do well?
What do Balabatim do well?
Yeah.
I think they actually have the most difficult job of the good ones, the ones that are trying to imbue their life with meaning and like have a real balance. I think that's much harder than like, let's say like a rabbi. Obviously, like his work and his life is inherently meaningful and like for God and Torah and all those things. Whereas it's much more difficult to have to find a balance in life. Like the most impressive people, I think, not the most impressive, but like the most impressive, what you want to call it, Balabatim, I know, are people that like have tremendous balance in their life between their job and their work and their family and their learning and their values and are able to like bring meaning into an otherwise like meaningless world.
Right, their balance is what's most
I think that's what's most impressive, and I think that's something that like balance is not something that you necessarily need as a rabbi. No, these are like modern, but like what's like
Isn't that what you did?
what you on like a Shabbos them or like what do you?
Yeah, when they're at the table, the one part that they like, a good ball bus always has the one part of the song that like they love.
Oh, I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying.
There's
Like,
three
just, like,
words where they yell with extra kavanah for absolutely no reason, other than they like those 3 words.
sing a lot. I like to sing a lot of Yom Noram davening, like in the shower.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, if you like, I'm in the shower. You might like hear a little hineni, like a little bit of that. You might hear a little Hamelech.
So I'm sure you make a lot of jokes. You know, I'm sure a lot land and a lot don't land.
Right.
Have you ever bombed so badly on a joke you thought it was a kapara?
I hope so. Have I ever bombed so badly on a joke?
People give
Yeah.
you pity laughs. Is that often?
What?
Like pity laughing?
I mean, I've had entire sets bomb.
How do you handle that? What do you do?
You just like you got to find another show like really quickly because you got to like wipe it out of your head.
Yeah.
I mean, you contemplate suicide for about 3 minutes after the show, and then you remember. I mean, thank God now, there's no like, it's been a while since I've had like a last show like on my calendar, right? So like I always have a next show to right the wrong kind of. I think the struggle with bombs is like, if you bomb a whole set, it usually wasn't like either it could be totally your fault, but like either you weren't in the mood or it wasn't the right crowd. But then you start judging the jokes and second guessing them, even though they're solid jokes. So you got to like make sure not to throw out a good joke just because it was the wrong setting.
So now we have a Boys in the Base classic. This is a game we're going to play. This game is called Shtick or Shtark. We're going to give you scenarios. You got to say if they're Shtick or Shtark. Okay?
Please give us like your initial reaction and a little bit of analysis after on like what you think about
Yeah, what do you think? Give us initial to Shtick or to Shtark, all right? Having 3 housekeepers.
Oh, that's Shtark.
That's Shtark, right?
Yeah.
Come on, why?
Why? Because like you don't even have to do Amir. You guys know what Amir Lenachri is?
Of course, speaking to an John Shabbos.
Okay, yeah. So like
Rabbi son.
yeah, there we go. Because it's like you don't even have to ask your Shabbos guy to turn on the Knicks game for you on Shabbos. You could ask them to ask another one, and then like that's fine.
It's totally good.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
really?
totally good.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
If you ask one to ask another.
Rapid, let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
But also like everyone from has at least two Shabbos guys at home.
Come on. Keeping an Omer beard, but no other Omer restrictions.
I love that one.
What do you
It's
think?
fully shtick, but I'm so for it.
I think it's Shtark. Go on.
What?
It means you're trying, right?
What? No, you're no.
I think
it's
you're
not.
trying on the outside,
You're
but on
trying.
the inside you're not.
It's like that's like when you're in 12th grade and like you want to see if you could grow a beard, but like you're too scared to do it. So you're just
exactly
like,
right.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
correct.
so you just like you use that
Can't put
excuse. You're like,
Omer
oh,
beards.
it's the Omer, and like you're not sure if the patches are gonna fall in. So like this is like
perfect.
this is your like
Kiva students.
Yeah.
So sad.
shit. You got. By the way, that's not what's on your face right now is not for Hashem. I can promise you that.
It's
Talking
actually
about
nobody
people-
wants that.
These are the people who shave are just immature. They don't realize that they can take advantage of this time.
I never shaved in high school ever.
Really?
I shaved
paid off.
like only one. My mom like finally was like, you have to like take that off your face, because like also what you guys go to an all boy. I mean like I wasn't like really. What?
Very good.
I don't know. I didn't hang out with girls in high school either, so like I like never really had an impetus to shave ever.
I see.
Okay.
Mechitza in a swimming pool on Pesach program.
That doesn't exist.
Okay, having 1 Torah for a private Pesach program.
Shtick.
I think if you
Come
could only afford
on.
to bring 1 Torah, then you should stay home for Yom Tov. It's my shita.
Kodiak. Yeshiva's mom owning a 12-seater van.
Okay, is it
Like
is it
those-
an Escalade or is it
No,
no,
massive
it's one of those,
white
like-
vans.
Like dump truck.
Obviously,
there's
shit.
so many
It's
back
obviously
roads.
Shtark.
not like a Mercedes
No,
Sprinter?
no.
Okay, that's Shtark. But an Escalade like Hachani Mobile, that's Shtick.
Going to City College but living in the Heights /YU community.
That's very Shtark and will never last.
Why?
Going to like,
Too
wait.
gross. It's really gross. Why do you think YU picked the grossest spot to be
What do you
in?
mean go to City? Meaning you're commuting to City College?
Wait,
Go
you're
to
living, you're living in the
But you're
Heights.
living in the Heights, so you have like a Jewish community that you live
Right.
in.
No, that's very Shtark. Yeah. Good for you. And
Okay.
and you're learning in YU in the morning, but you're not actually.
Working at a co-ed summer camp in your 20s. Morasha, Lavi, Masora.
That's Shtick.
That's a good shout.
And I
Well,
own
you still
that
do
Shtick.
Would you do that? Yeah, you probably do it.
That was my whole 20s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
Do you do Hask?
I didn't do Hask. Hask is hard because it's really hard.
This guy's not ready for it. He's going, but he's
You're going
a
this summer?
big ball of bust. I don't think
Wait,
he's
you're
gonna
going
make
post
it.
12th grade to Hask?
Yeah.
You're getting started early. Like, what are you trying to get married this summer?
It's not the goal Hask. You know?
Wait,
I'm going to
what's
Shema.
are you chasing a girl there?
No, I'm going to Shema.
So your girlfriend's going.
No.
No girlfriend.
Really? I'm doing a show for Hask next week. You guys should all come and Yik. There won't be a mechitza.
Yeah.
I think Hask is something that like I would never be capable of doing. So I got to call it Shtark.
Our last
on that
one. Bringing a safer to a sports game. Got it by
Bringing
your
a safer to a
side.
sports game. It depends who you
It's
are.
good for Shidduchim.
It depends who you are. For most people, it's Shtick. For some people, it's Shtark.
All right, we want your take on the shidduch system and your funniest shidduch date story if you've got one.
My funniest shidduch date story. How many people are gonna watch this though?
A couple thousand.
I don't know about that.
My take
For
on the
promo?
shidduch system is, I think it is the best of all the terrible systems of dating. I don't think there's a good like dating system. Like if you're
Yeah.
like comparing it to what? Like comparing it to dating apps and to meeting people at events, it's way better. It's
Have
more
you tried the dating
more
apps,
intentional.
the Jewish dating apps?
Have I been on dating apps?
Have you tried those, the Jewish ones?
Jewish ones? Yeah.
Works.
I mean, like it depends like what you're looking for. If you're like very intentional about dating and you're like trying to get married, which I hope like is everyone here like are you guys like how like you guys are 17? Like why you guys
18.
do you guys like talk about shidduchim? That's weird.
I mean, we want to know about
He's
it.
gonna ask, right? I think that it's the best of all the bad forms of dating, but like there's a reason it's the most it is by far the most successful at getting people married. That's for sure true.
Right.
And if you're intentional about wanting to get married, then that's the system you should be in. My funniest like shidduch dating story. This is great. It was like at the beginning of COVID, and I really hope she doesn't watch this, but like she was actually a really smart girl. So I know she just won't
She's
take
not,
it
she's
personally,
not.
but she but we were filling out the form when you went to a restaurant during COVID. You had to fill out a form of like your name and like your cell phone number and the date you were there because they had to track it. They were like trying to figure out like who got COVID when and like track it back. So you had to fill this out. And like we got to the restaurant and she's like, okay, you go get the table. Like I'll fill out the form for both of us. And then she looks at the form and she looks at the people before us and she's like, there's like 10 people before us. And she's like, Dovi, like everyone in this restaurant today, it's their birthday today. Every single person, it's their birthday today. Because she thought the date was like your date of birth, and it was just the date you were at the restaurant. And she's like, everyone here, it's their birthday.
Like she fully thought that? Does it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fair mistake.
That's funny.
But
you
I
just-
did buy birthday cakes for everyone in the. I wanted to keep the
Hashem.
joke going.
Can you tell the difference between a homemade sukkah
Not Kenny, what is the giveaway?
Or the guy builds a sukkah and
and a Mexican
and a Mexican-
sukkah?
the Mexican sukkah.
Are there
What's the
Mexican?
dead-
yeah,
Are there
the dead
Mexican
giveaway?
sukkahs in New York? I'm not familiar.
yeah. I
Five
mean,
towns.
for sure. I mean, they're like first of all over Israel. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not a Mexican sukkah. That's
I mean, like LA, we have the Mexican sukkahs, and they're
Right,
very
right.
like top notch.
yeah. I think if you're like your sukkah is supposed to be able to stand through a ruach mitzuya, but like if it's really able to stand, then it's like then it wasn't. If you're like if your sukkah shouldn't be too sturdy. That the Mexican sukkahs are a little too sturdy for me. I'll be honest. Like there's no nerves throughout the whole meal. Like it might fall. Like that's not what sukkah is.
It's has to be a little flimsy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our last Shaila, Alicia, you want to ask it?
So now that you're all over social media, your bits are out there and whatnot. How do you not repeat jokes, or how do you make sure you don't?
Very few of my stand-up bits are on social media. What you see on social media is like me ranting, like random stuff like that. Is I do content because I want to be a comedy. I want to be a stand-up comedian. I have like an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half of stand-up comedy. This kid was there last night. How many of the jokes I said last night have you seen on social media? Maybe one. Okay. He's just like, I play piano all day. I don't mess around with social media. He's a great piano player.
Can you give us like one joke just to close it off?
Anything
good? You got anything good?
Wait, what was I saying? No, I wanted to finish. Like none of my stand-up is really like the stand-up I release is like crowd work bits, like messing with a Harova girl in the crowd.
There's way too many pleats on that skirt.
Yeah. Whose girlfriend here is going Harova?
Rocks.
It's not true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Boys in the Beis.
What's your favorite modern Orthodox kula?
My favorite modern Orthodox kula? Okay. First of all, there's a couple areas of halacha I find that modern Orthodox moms, they'll know nothing about the rest of halacha, but they'll know every aspect of this. Like when you talk about like when like a modern when a flip out couple is getting married and they don't want to see each other before the chuppah type, like that modern Orthodox mom knows every like source on that you're allowed to see people before the chuppah, and it's a tircha de tzibura if you're pushing off and taking pictures after the chuppah as opposed to before the wedding. Like, where did you come up with all of this? Like, you like literally don't know one thing about like not about a Kli Rishon and Kli Sheni on Shabbos, but like when it came to like not taking pictures before the wedding, like you knew every single source. I think there's a couple areas halacha like that, like drinking on Purim. Oh my gosh, like every modern Orthodox mom knows every single source that says you don't have to drink that much on Purim. Like they are all of a sudden like a bucky in that area of halacha.
Yeah.
I think those are like that. What's another example of that?
Wait, but that's being machmir. We're saying where they mekel.
What's the best modern Orthodox kula? I mean, like obviously, like Shomer Negia is the best modern Orthodox kula. Like that like it's not real.
Yovi, what's your favorite yontif?
My favorite yontif, I like
Pesach.
No, I like Purim and Tisha B'av.
Wow.
Those are my two favorite.
Tisha B'av?
Tisha B'av and Purim are my two favorite, most meaningful days. First of all, they're one day. They're like you get all the messages of the day. Like there's a lot of overkill in Jewish holidays, right? Once you're making something 8 days long, Yatsa schara b'hafsedo is what we say. You know what that phrase means? It's like tafas merulo tafasa. Like you're trying to accomplish too much, and you end up accomplishing nothing because like people are like, I'm out. I can't do 8 days of meaning of like learning about this and that and like whatever. Like people are just out. When you have a 1 day holiday and you get all the ideas and concepts that are supposed to be embodied by that day into 1 day, people pay attention and people are there for it. And I think that Purim and Tisha B'av to me are the most relatable and meaningful Jewish days of the year.
Interesting.
I think Tisha B'av unfortunately has become like all too relatable recently for us. But Purim, and I'm not saying like Purim like like get drunk, go nuts. Like there's a real depth to Purim, like, and you have to invest in it to know. I used to make a siyam on Megillah every Purim, and like so like when the more you invest in any thing, like the more you come to appreciate it.
Why don't you do it anymore? See him.
Why don't I do? I wouldn't say I don't do it anymore. I didn't do it this past year because it was my grandfather's yard site, so I was making a nice way to try to throw me under the bus. But I was making the Siyam and Megillah for my grandfather's yard site. Ayin Sham. I actually spoke about it on my Instagram. If you're a real follower, you would know that. On making CMs for yard sites, I'm not into making CMs for yard sites because everyone always regrets it and ends up just like being mad at the person that died like the night before when they have to do 58 Mishnayos in 4 minutes. But I did it.
Good for you.
Yeah. What else?
All right.
Is that it?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun. I'll be back next time I'm here.
We just pulled up to Molino Pizza, brand new, authentic Italian cuisine on Pico. The Rav, the owner, the chef, Rav Moshe Fima.
Yeah, I'll tell you honestly, anybody can do it. It just requires a lot of hard work, dedication, and specifically one thing which I think is really important, ratzon. how much willpower do you really have to do it? If you really want, and you spend every single day praying about it, asking Hashem to help you accomplish it, because no person can do anything, and ever accomplish anything without wanting. Rabbi Nachman says, "Ma lachem lidog." What do you have to worry about? You know, just go. There's nothing. This world's a very narrow grid, but the main thing is not to be afraid. You see Jews here, unfortunately, they're going out to eat at non-kosher dairy spots, and it's sad. Why? Because we're not taking the control to actually produce an amazing product. We're actually making a certain amount of dough balls that we're projecting 48 hours in advance. For Thursday, I made my pre-ferment today.
It doesn't taste like your classic birthday party pizza where you're just like shoving it down. Every bite actually has insane flavor. Pops in your mouth. It's delicious. This is serious competition to the other store.
This is next level. Why would I go somewhere